Hello again. So, this is just going to be a quick video on professional organizer etiquette. Now, I'm going to do a series on these because I find that there are certain questions people are afraid to ask about hiring a professional organizer, or sometimes they don't even realize to ask. And knowing this info will help make your sessions, especially your first session with an organizer, much, much smoother. So, as you can see from the title, I'm going to answer the question of whether or not you should clean before a professional organizer comes over. So, I find in my experience that a very small percentage of people don't know the difference between cleaning and organizing. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. There is some overlap, but just to be clear, and I would even suggest that this is something that will vary from organizer to organizer, but I think what I'm about to give you is a pretty standard answer. It's certainly my answer. And maybe, well, my answer would probably even go a little bit further in the direction of organizing isn't cleaning, therefore you shouldn't expect an organizer to do XYZ. So basically, activities that I would classify as cleaning include dusting, mopping, anything sanitation related, taking out trash, doing dishes, cleaning the kitchen, anything dealing with stains, smells, dirt, anything dirt related, anything. Now, okay, so here's where there's like gray area. So it is not asking an organizer too much. Well, again, always ask your organizer, but in general, an organizer will probably be willing to help you recycle or throw out paper, as in like unwanted paperwork, junk mail, things like that. That is more organizing than cleaning, although it's kind of in the middle. And perhaps an organizer might help you in some cases sort out paperwork that you no longer need, and then maybe, well, I'm in New York, so people have cleaners, so maybe have your cleaner actually deal with the removal of the unwanted scrap extra paper, or perhaps that will be your homework for the day. The organizer watches you and guides you in separating the paperwork, and then your homework is to recycle it, discard it, bag it up, like whatever the case may be. Maybe you're just putting it in separate piles, and cleaning up the pile is on you. That's also within the realm of possibility depending on your organizer. I don't mind paperwork so much. I do draw the line at the actual real life trash that like wrappers to an ice cream sandwich you had last week, or um yeah, just things that you don't have a use for, that don't qualify as like documentation or anything like that. Yeah, if that makes sense. So, yeah, so the rest of this video I'm going to help you understand yeah, like the condition your home should be in when you have an organizer come over. So I find that people are often very embarrassed and they feel like they should do some organizing before the organizer comes over. I would say no, don't do that unless it's, again, sanitation related. If you've got decaying banana peels overflowing from the trash or like under the bed, yeah, certainly please eliminate that before your organizer comes over. However, if we're talking about just like some books on the floor, or even clothes, like if they're clean clothes, especially if you've got clothes, that just raised another point that I'm going to address in just a second. So if you've got clean clothes and they're like on a chair or on the floor, perfectly acceptable. You clearly have an issue with organizing your closet, and that's why you've called the organizer over. However, dirty laundry, dirty underwear, please, please, please gather that, collect it, send it to be washed, put it in the laundry room, in the machine, just like out of the reach of your organizer, because you would not want to touch someone's dirty underwear. Even if you are there working in their home, like that's just, people could get sick from that, and it's gross. Like, you shouldn't want to expose someone to your dirty underwear. I feel like I'm sounding like I'm ridiculing a bit, and I'm not intending to, but it's just from an organizer's perspective, common courtesy. And now, if it's clean underwear, that's something entirely different. Maybe you need help folding things in your drawer. As long as everything is laundered and like, it's okay. Like, you would not feel, well, that's a bad litmus test, because some people, as long as it's clean, freshly cleaned, then it should be fine. But as I said before, always ask your organizer. Oh, hey, would you mind helping me with XYZ? Would you help me with my socks and underwear in the drawer? Perfectly acceptable question. It's not weird. Get that question all the time. My hair is sticking to my face because it's hot in here. I don't have the air conditioner on. Because of noise. So, yeah, so we've covered trash, we've covered underwear, dust, that's a big one. So, some organizers may be okay with dusting. I'm not okay with dusting. First of all, I am sensitive to dust, which should be like reason number one. You would hopefully take care of the dusting yourself, or have your cleaner do it, or your child, someone train your dog to dust. Because you just never know, like with the person who's coming to your home to organize. First of all, if you know that you have a lot of dust, please ask that person if they have an allergy, or if there are any aversions to things like that they may have, household chemicals, smoking, pets, all of that stuff that people could potentially be allergic or sensitive to. That is something that it is a very good idea to discuss with your organizer before they set foot in your home. Not everyone does that. Actually, most people don't do that. So I'll actually have people, I'm not allergic to animals, so I'll have people, other than mosquitoes, oddly, but that's something else. You can't control your mosquito population sometimes. Obviously don't leave standing water around, but you know what I mean. So, people will ask, they'll say, oh, I have a dog, or I have a cat. Are you allergic? And that's perfectly acceptable. People will often forget. With me, it's fine if a person forgets to bring that up. However, I would recommend you always just mention it, because your organizer may have an allergy and he or she may not be thinking of it at the time you do your booking. Also, organizers, it's a good idea to put that in any of your literature, your intake forms, your booking calendar. Note that you have allergies, so that people, and also remind people, because they don't always, read the fine prints, or even if something is in a bold headline, they may not see it. So just like, let people know your boundaries and any sort of health concerns going into their homes.